I just got a call from my work and they let me know that I was getting laid off today. And so I was laid off from work today. And it's a lot. Like, you know, there's the fires going on in LA. My birthday just happened a few days ago. I thought this was going to be my year. And I just got laid off. I've been at this company for over 6 years.
This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,500.
Makes me mad. I applied all these jobs. I basically have a college degree. I literally can't. I'm so stuck.
You know, California is one of the richest states in the country by far. We just have, you know, great real estate, great wages, but when you compare it to the cost of living here, it's out of control. And this is something that a lot of people write me about on a regular basis, and just how expensive certain things are. And, you know, we've dealt with everything from property taxes lately to insurance costs to fuel costs to heating and energy. And, you know, thank God we didn't have a really bad winter this year, but it's crazy what people can afford. There are almost 4 million people in this state that cannot cover basic necessities and basic needs, staples of life. Now, with that being said, it's 35% of the state and the population. 97% of those people have at least one person in the house working. So here's the thing: you may have a young child that can't work, you know. So that's what's affecting all of this. But when you hear the wages that these people are making at $65,000, I don't know where you live for 65 grand in this state. And the problem with it is that even the war zones, even the bad places in Los Angeles, Santa Ana, I mean, here I am walking on Balboa Island, but as you walk and you go to these different areas, they all have bad areas, and you can, you know, cross over and get yourself to, you know, rental areas that I wouldn't sleep at. I wouldn't park my car and walk to my car at night. Just bad areas. But a lot of people have no choice. Now, you know, our governor just keeps talking about how this deficit keeps growing. Now I've heard it's as high as $15 billion, and the majority of it is money that we've spent for insurance to help people that are not from this country. Crazy, guys, absolutely crazy. But when you hear this, you know, people are making sacrifices and going without food to pay rent, going without car insurance to pay rent. I'm telling you guys, that is the kiss of death. The way that the life lottery works is that you're going to get in an accident if you don't have insurance. It's just going to happen, you know, and it's the karma of life that we have to deal with. So I'm telling you, budget, do what you can do, research things, try to save money on everything that you do. Now, one thing that's funny lately is people have sent me a lot of different articles about EV cars, and the EV car problem is this. Think about this. How long does the average gasoline-powered car last? 12 years right now, which is nothing. Used to be 18. Drop the quality of manufacturing, motors, you know, all the recalls that we read about from these, you know, American car companies getting worse and worse and worse. So the average car, gasoline-powered car, lasts 12 years. How long does the average EV car last? 3 years right now. Tesla has so much inventory right now that you cannot trade a Cybertruck in. Now, you know, they're trying to make a big deal out of this. Like, nobody wants these cars. No one's buying them. I don't think anybody can afford those cars right now. You know, the waiting list for those cars, there were thousands of people, and, you know, what did they sell? 20,000 of those cars? It was crazy, guy. Because now there's that EV car, that Slate truck, that will never get built. They have well over 100,000 deposits on that car, and that car will never be built. Everybody I've talked to in insurance, in manufacturing, everything, it's just a kit car, it's a joke. It's designed to spur interest, but they're taking your $50. And it will be interesting to see if that ever gets built. Now, the economy is not well right now. People know that it's going to get worse before it gets better. Even our main man, Jamie Dimon, man of the people, he's like, hey, don't rule out a recession right now. Okay? People navigating their little doggies. So don't rule out a recession right now. And regardless of all these deals Trump is making, the trillions of dollars he's bringing back home from Saudi Arabia and everybody else, it's just, you know, is it going to help? Yeah, someday. It's going to do great things. It's going to be unbelievable. Think about this one. This is a good one. Carrier Air Conditioning. It's a great company. Good, strong manufacturing unit. It is a quality product when it's installed. I've had a lot of people that I know that have had Carrier air conditioners in their house. Well, they're going to move manufacturing here to my house, here to the United States, and it's going to bring 4,000 jobs to the United States. That's unbelievable, guys. That's a huge amount of jobs. It's going to bring billions of dollars of investment, but that's going to take 4 years to get that here. Okay? 4 years.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. So guys, since Donald Trump came into power, a lot of things change in America. Majority of Americans, they are out here crying because of the high cost of living. Majority of Americans, they cannot even afford basic necessities. In today's video, I want us to watch this video from Americans. They are coming out and telling us exactly the challenges and the struggle they are facing in United States. So kindly guys, I want you to watch this video till the end, and also this video is for educational purpose. Let's comment and let's talk more also in the comment section. So kindly guys, watch this till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
Wouldn't it be so great if my TikTok career worked out? Because then I might actually be able to pay my bills. I might actually be able to take care of my cat. I don't know what I'm going to do this month. It makes me mad. I applied to all these jobs. I basically have a college degree. And I can't get a job. And it made me mad. I see these people on social media my age. And they get paid so much money to make these videos. Which good for them, but it's just like, I'm struggling to live. And you guys make videos and get paid. Well, I'm gonna make any bills this month. I'm in so much debt. Just annoying. I hate this world. You need a college degree to be successful and live comfortably. But a college degree is so expensive, and I still have to get more school. And also, I'm a full-time student. And I've been working 2 to 3 jobs for the past 5 years. Moved back home to school online so I can work more. I have 1 job. They don't even book me. Can't make any of my bills. Can't put gas in my car. Can't take my cat to the vet, which I know makes me a bad cat owner. I know. I feel bad about it. Everyone around me has so much help from family, and where everyone around me is basically trust funds. And I've never had any help. Never had anybody put away for me, which is fine. But if you're not gonna help, why are you gonna make me feel so bad? Like I'm doing everything I can. I don't want to hear it. It's just so hard to get a job. I want to move out. I can't. What are you doing? Juno, leave my bag alone. Hey. Anyways. Gonna get ready because look good, feel good, and do my school and continue being a good student and working my butt off. And I will stress and cry later.
I just got a call from my work and they let me know that I was getting laid off today. And so I was laid off from work today. And it's a lot. Like, you know, there's the fires going on in LA. My birthday just happened a few days ago. I thought this was going to be my year. And I just got laid off. I've been at this company for over 6 years. And, you know, I don't even know what to do. Obviously, I have to file for unemployment. I'm just like in shock. But here's the biggest thing. A few months ago, I filed a sexual assault investigation at work because something happened. And around like December, they finally finished the investigation. and they really didn't do anything. And you know, a month later, here I am getting let go, and I just feel like this seems very fishy, and I don't know too much about the law. But if there's any like lawyers on here, and if somebody can help me, if I have a case here, let me know. But yeah, I don't know what to do.
This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,500. Bullshit. Bullshit. How are y'all getting insurance, going to the doctor, getting medicine? And then some of us are trying to be TikTok influencers. Who knows where that's going to get me? Me and my boyfriend are saving, but we barely see each other during the week, and it feels like we're working our asses off for nothing. Do we need to move somewhere for a better job opportunity that we don't know about? Do any of y'all really know what you want to do with your life right now? It is so scary being in America right now. If you can relate to this, if you have any advice, please comment and let me know. It's ridiculous.
We are very, very seriously starting to consider leaving the United States, and I just want to hear from someone who's done it. Where did you go? How did you decide that's where you're going? How did you get a visa? Do all of that? I'm definitely like researching on my own, but like if there was someone I could connect with who's done this before, like I just would love to utilize you as a resource. And yeah, if we can help one another, please.
I literally can't. I'm so stuck. I'm fucking confused. I'm alone. I'm broke. The day before he left, I had to give him $413 for his rent because he decided he didn't want to save up because he knew for a month he was going to leave me. So I've been working my full-time job, been busting my ass for these bills. And he knew for a month he was going to do this for me, or do this to me. I can't go home. Because how am I supposed to get there with the money, right? Like, I have to have gas money back to Indiana. I'm still in the lease with him. I can't just relocate, have all of our stuff. I say our stuff because we decided once we moved in together it would be ours. But now I'm left with it. With the Honda Civic. Like, how am I gonna do anything with that? If y'all want couches, let me know. Like, I don't even know if I should move. Like, if I stay down here and get a roommate until I can move, like, do I need to move back home, like, to Indiana? Like, save up some money? Like, I'm left with all of the bills. I don't know what to do. I'm fucking stuck.
Living in America and eating healthy is so fucking hard. Like, everywhere you turn, there's fast food, there's processed food, seed oils, and everything. Everything. Sugar in everything. And don't forget that the products that are on the shelves are being taken from animals who are abused. And to want to eat healthy, everybody calls it a diet. Like, that's how everyone refers to my family's health style. And by now we know America's fucking corrupt with their healthcare system. Like, they feed us garbage so they can cure us, but it's not really a cure. It's just a prolonged period of pills and treatments, you know, because that's money in their pocket. And it's so hard to find friends that genuinely care about their health and want to give up alcohol and pills and don't want to rely on antidepressants anymore. And I can't even tell you how many times I've said, oh, well, if you try this food will heal you. They shut it down so fast. It's almost like they like the negative aspect of their lifestyle. They're addicted to it. Because if you were healthy and living good and feeling good mentally, it would be boring, right? And I have all these friends that are like, I just want to buy a plot of land and start a community, but no one's putting in any fucking effort to even show that they're trying to be better about their health. And you know what? If some of you are seeing this and you feel attacked, that's on you. But I'm fucking serious about my family and our health. Like, we don't even want to live in America anymore. Because it's a fucking joke, you know? And they can control it here way better than other countries. I don't know, man. I want to move out of America so bad. It's a process. And moving away from my family has its positives and negatives. Because, you know, generational curses, breaking that shit too. Boom. But, yeah. Fuck.
I can't do this anymore. I'm moving out of America in the next 3 weeks by any, and I mean any, means necessary. I'm genuinely going crazy having to live in a toxic American capitalist society, but they say if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So although I have less than 2 months left on my lease and I'm trying to find a subleaser and the odds are stacked against me, I'm gonna pack up and get ready to go. So I went out and got a storage unit and started setting my stuff up because I'm not gonna sit around and wait for somebody else's confirmation. I also sold my car yesterday.
I'll never forget you, girl.
I'm convinced that by physically removing my stuff from this space, that it will no longer be mine. Like, I'm so close to being fucking free. I literally feel it. I see it on the other side. She's over there living her best life. Look at her. So although I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do it or where I'm going, I can guarantee you I will be out of this apartment in the next 10 days and in a new country by the first week of January 2024. I'm gonna continue to document my journey and experience because I don't think people really realize how accessible it is to change your entire reality.
Americans are leaving the USA because they can't afford America anymore, making $100,000 a year, yet they feel suffocated financially because the price of things keep going up. They keep printing money and the wages ain't going up, all right? Matter of fact, there's job loss and there's cuts and all kinds of stuff going on. So once people leave that kind of environment and they go somewhere else and they realize life is supposed to be lived, it's supposed to be simple, it's supposed to be much more about enjoying your health and your family and your loved ones and your purpose and all of these things, rather than spending most of your life at work. What kind of a freaking life is it if you don't do what you love? If you do what you love, cool, man, knock yourself out. I do what I love. Most people, 80-something%, don't do what they love. They don't like their job, and if they didn't have to work their job, they wouldn't work their job. So I know if you've watched this far, it's speaking to you. Maybe this is the sign you need to start doing some research to learn how to begin to devise your escape plan and live a better life. Because you know what? If what you're doing is not working, continuing to do the same thing, they call that insanity. You might want to book that flight. See you soon.
Can somebody explain to me in crayon eating terms why I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage and I cannot afford to live?
I know he kind of answered the question himself in his own video, but I want to highlight one thing he briefly mentioned and talk about it, which is that the American dream is dead. Yes, the traditional American dream, which is like doing better than your parents and being able to provide a lot for your family, is dead, or at least it's changed. Because there are many of us that are well aware that we will never be able to make as much money as our parents did. And I think my mother, who is a boomer and benefited directly from the system in place, said it best when she once said, roughly, that the American dream has changed. It's become very apparent to everyone that in this economy, Gen Z, millennials, and some Gen Xers, many of us will not be able to do better than our parents. We won't even be able to do as well as our parents. And now the American dream has become just being able to get by, being able to maybe afford a house at some point, maybe have a kid or two if we're lucky enough to make that much money. And a lot of us, myself included, who has now experienced company like financial related layoffs twice so far in the last 2 years since I've entered the job market. You know, those of us who feel like we're constantly in fight or flight about bills and how we're going to keep making it by, it's making us miserable and feel so hopeless. And yes, I could sit here all day and show you graphs of how like inflation is going up, and while wages are going up, it's just not matching inflation. So it feels like we're all just constantly working and working, and the goalpost just keeps getting moved further and further away from us. And yeah, it has a lot of us extremely stressed and worried and feel like just giving up because we're constantly running a race where the finish line is getting moved further out. And I think it's obvious that we're all just really exhausted by it now. I know I am. I'm constantly hitting a wall with all of this.
And a lot of us have to wake up every day blatantly knowing we will never do as well as our parents did. And we just have to try to make it, you know, somewhat close to that. I'm sorry. My dad passed away several years ago on this date. So I'm just thinking about him. And sometimes I feel like he'd be proud of me, but sometimes I feel like he'd be very disappointed. But he was also an extremely intelligent businessman with multiple degrees, so I think he, more than anyone, would really understand what we're all feeling right now.
As a person who grew up in Hong Kong, I find American life is hard. Interestingly, a lot of people in Hong Kong believe American does not need to work hard, and they live in big houses with trees growing money in their backyard. They believe they are the busiest people on earth and being oppressed by the government, and they get angry because they believe they have it worse than the rest of the world, which is funny because now I look back, I realize life in Hong Kong is relatively easy. Everything is reachable in walking distance. They don't need to own a car because the public transportation takes them to everywhere. They don't need to worry about their cars breaking down and not being able to get to work. Need not to say owning a car is a money pit. They can hire a Filipino maid for less than $600 per month to live in their house to do all of the chores. Keep in mind that the wage in Hong Kong is one of the highest in Asia, and the tax rate is extremely low. So a lot of families can easily afford a maid from the Philippines. In the meantime, I have a relatively good job in the US, but I'm still doing chores during the Thanksgiving holiday. Preparing Thanksgiving meal, cleaning the house, cleaning the backyard because I don't want to pay $300 for people to scoop the leaves. I'm also running errands, meal prepping for the next work week, going to the gym because I don't want to rely on the medical systems that rips us off. It's Sunday today and I'm already feeling the stress for tomorrow. I was reviewing my to-do list to make sure I didn't forget anything for tomorrow. I know that my life is not as hard as a lot of yours. I know that a lot of you guys have kids and you are working 2 to 3 jobs to feed the kids. I honestly think this is insane. You might probably wonder, why am I not going back to Hong Kong? I can go on and on about it, but I'm gonna keep my answer short here. Hong Kong people are very hateful, especially the older generation. I was being hated and judged my entire life when I was there. My mother beat me up, my relatives judged me, and the teachers didn't like me because I wasn't behaving the way they want. I just went back to Hong Kong last month to get my ID done, and the lady who served me was extremely rude for no reason. I don't want to go back, and I'd rather have a harder life while being surrounded by good people.
Well, second time in a year, almost a year to the day, I got laid off again. Twice in a year. And, what is anyone supposed to do? And they said, because of the economy is crap right now. So, we're gonna lay off a whole bunch of people again. And I already was struggling so hard, actually low-key, to even keep the current roof over my head. And now, I have no idea how I'm even going to get through the next few hours. I just don't understand. But yeah, the economy is shit. America is shit right now. I feel like there's a really big plan for them to, tank this so that we have to rely on other things, other people. It's shit. And I'm quite frankly tired of it. I'm tired of my livelihood being in other people's hands. And I have no idea how to fix that, but I'm going to, because this is just wild. And I'm angry more than I am hurt or sad. I'm scared. I have no idea where any of my bills are gonna come from, the money. I'm more angry than anything because I just cannot even believe I used to be able to get a job like the week later if I got laid off. So I have no idea what's gonna happen, and I was really hoping at one point I would make money on TikTok, and I still only have 1,500 followers or whatever. So If you could just like, I don't know, blow this up and let's get 10,000 followers plus whatever. Because I might be homeless in a week or two if I can't figure it out. So, yeah, I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday, a way better Tuesday than me. And if you have any tips, tricks, or whatever to help right now and get me through this, greatly appreciated. Yeah.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video from Americans coming out, crying. Others they're telling us the challenges and the struggle they are facing since this administration came into power. We have been seeing majority of Americans are losing their jobs, especially also the white farmers. We have been seeing the white farmers, they have been coming out crying, telling Donald Trump that the farmers, they are highly affected because of the policy of Donald Trump. Right now we know that Donald Trump is deporting illegal immigrants back to their country, and these illegal immigrants that Donald Trump is deporting out of United States, they are the ones who are helping the white farmers. The white farmers, they were taking advantage of these illegal immigrants because they were paying them low wages to help them to work in their farm. So when Donald Trump is deporting these illegal immigrants, the farmers, they are being left with no option to just hire their fellow people. And you guys, you know, when the white farmers, they are hiring their fellow white people in the farms, they cannot pay them low wages. They need to pay them good wages. And because of that, also it has made the life of farmers becoming more difficult. And also, we saw Donald Trump, he was fighting with some of the other countries like the China because of the trading war. So also this trading war, it has affected the farmers because the farmers, they cannot sell their things out of the country. So this is tell you that Donald Trump is messing up with the white farmers, and the white farmers, they have been coming out crying and telling Donald Trump that this year they have not had so much profit than the other years. So this tell you that so many things, it is being so many things that are being affected in America. And also we have been seeing the white people losing jobs. We have been seeing people crying because they cannot even afford basic necessities. You can imagine, these are all cries of the white people coming out. It is not only the white people, because this policy of Donald Trump, it is affecting all people in America, but majority of them who they are coming out and crying, it is the white people, because they haven't been in this rough economy and this hard administration. Because I remember during the voting time, during the campaign, the black people, they warned Americans not to vote, the white Americans not to vote in for Donald Trump, but the white Americans, they didn't want to listen from the black people, from the black Americans. So the white people, they were saying that the black people, they want them to vote in for their fellow black person. But for black people, they were not going for color. The black people, they knew exactly what it is coming. So they tried to encourage and to tell the white people and these other races in America to vote, not to vote in for Donald Trump, but they didn't listen. So majority of them, they went ahead and vote in Donald Trump. So right now they are regretting and they are crying because of, they thought that Donald Trump policy, it is only going to affect the black people, because the black people, they were against voting for Donald Trump. So they knew that this policy that Donald Trump is coming with, it is going to affect only a certain race, and that it is the black race. So Donald Trump policy, it is not only affecting the black people, it is affecting all people. So these people, they have started to feel the pinch from Donald Trump policy, and they are coming out crying. So for us black people, we are telling them that This is exactly how the black people they have been feeling in America. So when these people they are feeling exactly what the black people they are feeling in America, they are now coming out crying. For me, I can tell you that all these cries that you see the white people they are suffering, they are crying right now. It is the cry that the black people they have been crying for years. It is not only this administration. Black people they have been crying for years. We have been seeing how the black Americans they have been treated in America. We have been seeing the less opportunity, the discrimination, the kind of racism that the black people they are facing in America. So when these people they are starting to feel this way, they are now coming out crying. But for me, I can tell you that America, it is not going to recover from the hands of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is ruining, and also Donald Trump is making America to be great for the rich people. Yeah, you can see the kind of people who are coming out and crying. It is the poor people. Yeah, it is the people who are not so much wealth. But for the people who have money, for those billionaires in America, America, it is now for them. America, it is for the rich people. If you are rich, if you are a billionaire in America, America will continue to make you more richer and becoming more billionaire. And if you are poor in America, you will continue being poor, because the system there, it is right now for the for the rich people. And you can see the people who are in the government, that the rich people, you can see we saw Elon Musk. Of course, right now I can tell you that he's out of the government, but you saw Elon Musk, you saw Bill Gates, you saw so billionaires people who they were in this government, and they are creating the policy which it is favoring them, but not favoring the black people. So they not favoring the poor people. So the poor people, they are now being highly affected. And for me, I can tell you that for those people who they were saying America, it is that dream country, it is a good country, it is a land country where there is a lot of opportunity. Right now, things have changed in America. America, it is not the same as we knew earlier. Right now, America, it is not having those much opportunity, because also the white people, they are crying, they are losing their jobs. Yeah, the white people, majority of them, they are losing their jobs. You can see right now also majority of them, they cannot even afford to pay the hospital bills. So you can see also right now others, they cannot afford they cannot afford basic necessities. You can imagine reaching a point where you cannot even afford basic necessity. It is becoming a real struggle in America. So for me, I can tell you that Americans, they need to prepare very early, because Donald Trump, he wants to bring America down, and if you are not be careful, Americans will not recover from the hands of Donald Trump. So kindly guys, subscribe if you haven't. Let's talk more in the comment section. See you on my next one. Bye bye.